Okay, we're live.
We are live. Hey, welcome. Welcome to Hack Shack. Art Thibert here, 35-year comic book veteran, working or have worked for Marvel, DC on characters such as Spider-Man, Superman, X-Men, Batman, you name it. I've probably done it. So welcome to the studio and welcome Taylor Grosso.
Hi, everybody. I'm going to read your chat today, and I sound very stilted because I'm checking the sound on our new Blue Yeti microphone.
Yeah, you guys, we got rid of the potato tech, and we're trying to break in some new stuff. So we have a new camera, we have a microphone, and we're going through Google Hangouts instead of, right? We're going through Google Hangouts instead of through just YouTube, right?
That's right.
Yeah, so hopefully this will be a better sounding and visual show. We tried real hard to set this thing up, and like we've been promising you guys for the last couple of weeks, to try to bring our game up a little bit and our production values up so you guys can have a better viewing experience. So I'm going to ink a couple new patches for Black and White Remastered Volume 1. And so, gosh, I can't even remember what page this is now.
I believe it used to be 28, but now...
No? Oh, is it? Wait. Maybe. I thought it was higher up, but yeah, this is still early on.
I think it might be 29 now since we added the additional page.
Let us see. Yeah, you're right. It's 29.
I'm going to try to keep my voice down now because I noticed in the last stream that my voice was quite loud.
How's mine?
It sounded good. It feels like there's a little bit of ambient room noise. These Blue Yetis pick up a lot of noise. I'm going to try not to click too much on this table.
Should I yell?
I don't think you need to yell.
We don't have to yell anymore?
I mean, you can if you want.
I liked yelling.
Jason Pridle says, Mike sounds good.
Oh, good. Yeah, you have no idea. This was a long road. So we have a new computer upstairs. So we were calling it Hack Shack North-South. So South was where the computer was. I didn't have a computer set up in the studio here proper. So now we have a studio set up.
Christ Energetics.
A computer set up in the studio.
Sorry about that. Christ Energetic is here. He says, you are very loud. And David Peterson says, yeah, Yetis pick up room echo a lot.
Oh, so okay, I'll talk. I'll talk very.
Not to be mean, it's pronounced Pertle. Sorry, Pridle. I mean Pertle.
I mean Thibert. I mean Thibert.
Grosso. I mean Grosso.
Potato, Kim.
You're among the weird spelling of last names group.
Yes. So yeah, we've been trying to up the game. So I gotta stop yelling. So if I talk like this, you guys?
I would say yell anyway.
Everything's good? Is everything good? You just want my voice to be louder than yours.
I'm trying to keep my voice down because I've been pre-programmed to yell because I'm usually across the room and our old mic didn't pick me up, but now.
So what is this patch one? This one is in the
Ooh.
Oh no, this is the same page. Yeah, this is the last panel of page 29. I should write these things down.
And the patch above is page 4.
Yeah.
What do you guys think of the new camera feed? It took us a while to set this up, but I think it looks pretty good. I'm looking at it right now. I think it's a major step up. James Hayes says, hey, Art and Tag, good to see you're doing well and showing off the new tech.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
Let's see.
This has been a long road, but we're here now.
Let's see. We got a lot of people in the chat. Don't forget, you guys, if you guys watched our last video, which was the reaction to the Birds of Prey teaser trailer,
you know what? I've seen better, like at cons, like they have those contests, those parades, like costume parades or whatever. I've seen better costumes than those.
Yeah, they definitely, I don't know. It looked pretty bad. Let's see. Looks nice. Camera is great. You need to move the microphone a little closer. Okay, I'm actually going to turn this microphone around and see if it makes a difference because I am
so closer to you or to
closer
me?
to you. I think I'm a little loud.
Oh, I thought they were saying I was loud.
No, they were, but I'm sorry, but you guys were wrong.
You know what? Sometimes they just mess with you, Taylor.
Well, joke's on you because I can hear this feed, so I'm testing it as we go here. There's going to be a little bit of a learning curve as we figure out everything here. I still think it's a major step up from our old setup.
Yeah. What is it? This is like a 26-inch computer screen in here too. So it's kind of weird seeing my hands. I should have trimmed my fingernails. Look at that.
Look at that high res hand.
At least I washed them. Unlike somebody else who YouTubes a lot.
There we go.
I'm not naming names.
What did you say? I missed the
some other YouTuber that doesn't wash his hands.
Oh, that one.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not going to name names.
That's a certain one of with his show named after him. Okay. What are you guys talking about? Everybody's saying Doug. He didn't name names, you guys.
Yeah, can't you take a hint? I was trying to be subtle.
There we go.
All right, you can't see my head when I lean in, right? Oh, this is good, right? No head?
It looks good to me.
Oh, this is good.
This is a very good feed, actually. You can see the resolution of those hatches.
You know, if everything stays where it's supposed to, this could actually work. Can you guys see the blue lines?
Let me see.
See how much the blue lines. Pamela, you want to be involved?
You mean I'm not?
Oh, you're involved with everything I do anyway.
This mic picks up everything, so.
So speak up, Pamela. They need to hear you. So do you have news for me?
No, I just came up to stick my nose in, see what was happening.
I like your nose. It's a cute nose.
Check out this feed. It's looking pretty good.
If we do say so. You guys have no idea.
This is a triumph.
This is a major triumph for us. This has been days and weeks, and oh my gosh.
Multiple people said they could see the blue lines.
Oh, good. I'm glad.
That was one of our main concerns when setting this up.
Yeah, so you guys don't just see black lines magically draw. Ooh, that could be cool, though.
That would be pretty neat.
Magically draw.
I'm trying to pull up this.
Massage body. What? Why is this a message body? Wow. Oh, this is somebody inquiring from.
I suppose they saw the Trinity.
Oh, that's
okay.
A good segue.
Wait a minute. I'm going to segue. Keep going, Pamela. Tell them what it is.
Oh, someone emailed you to get some Trinity Pages.
Okay, you guys, if you're a newsletter subscriber, you already know about this because we just put this up. But I'm going to do something a little different, and I want to do something special for you guys since you have taken the time to subscribe on the newsletter. But I have 4 Trinity Pages that my wife just went through the Thibert archives and found. We didn't even know we had these, you guys. So what I was thinking of doing, well, we've already done it. We put these up on the newsletter. So if you haven't subscribed for the newsletter, please do. And you can be eligible to buy these. So that it's for the newsletter first and foremost. So like I said, if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, sign up for the newsletter. If you have already, then you guys can inquire about purchasing these pages. And like Taylor always says, first come, first serve. So we only have 4 of these, and these are some of my favorite ones. So these are ones with main characters. I'm a big Justice League fan, so we have some Justice League characters here. Obviously, who's this Taylor? This guy right here?
I think that's Superman.
Is that Superman?
That's a good shot of him too.
Yeah, and here's the big Trinity money shot. So I'm not, I don't have prices on this stuff yet, so you guys will have to inquire. So we have a couple.
Yeah,
Pamela just brought them in. Yeah,
he has a couple of pages that he's especially interested in.
Okay, so
you can contact, by the way, if you use the link in the description, there's the link to the newsletter if you want to get on that action. And If you want to contact, there's always the Art by Thibert website under the contact form where it has the email listed that you can inquire about these pages.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, if they go to the Art by Thibert site, that's how they can sign up for the newsletter, right?
Yeah, you can sign up there, and you can also use the contact form there. And that'll be, I think it's the third link in the description of this video if you want to check it out, you guys.
And you're also going to have that in all that stuff in the description, right? The newsletter and the website.
Well, now that we have new tech, it's actually already in the description. So if you guys want to go ahead and check that out now.
All right, this right here, it's gotta hurt.
That's a hard punch.
It's a big fist.
I like the little guy on his head that's like, get him.
It's a Salacious Crumb.
It looks like it.
Yep, that's him, all right.
From deep in the Thibert vault, says Jam.
Yeah, I don't know how, but I have a closet full of 35 years worth of artwork, you guys. So we kind of go through it every once in a while, and it's surprising what we find. Like when we were looking up the black and white stuff, how many things that we had, like cool stuff that we had for black and white.
And if you guys check out, I believe it was 2 videos back, you can see a little showcase of more of these Thibert Bagley pages. Art did. You kind of did an impromptu tour of a giant stack of them. So if you want to check that out to see how many of these pages in particular there are, definitely go back and watch that and give it a like. Boost our numbers a little bit. Help us get past all these apocalypse things that are against us on the channel.
Yeah. Thank you for that. And this is all brushwork. I'm looking at it right now. This was a weekly series, you guys. We were putting out a book a week.
People want to know. Ooh, I just remembered this art because people think you're going to clean up in D and Q now that you got this set up. Art, you did Red Sonja. Let's see, you weren't in D and Q for her. It would have been an easy win.
Well, I don't know about easy. There's some really cool stuff in there, but thank you. Yeah, I want to get back, but also there's time. Like there's only so many hours in the day, so I really have to sit and focus on this black and white stuff too. So anything outside of that, takes time away from the black and white work, which I'm trying so hard to get this stuff done for you guys.
Yeah, we've been prioritizing the book obviously over streaming and stuff lately. So we're trying to kind of be able to multitask with this new setup so that we can stream and get stuff done like you're seeing here.
Yeah, just try to multitask a little bit better than we've been able to do in the past. And there's been a lot of great YouTubers out there that have been able to do both. That has inspired me. One of the big inspirations is Mike Miller. I don't know how the heck that guy is able to get as much done while doing it in front of everybody. Like he's working right there in front of the camera, and so he's inspired us to try to do similar, do good work as we're talking and as we're hanging out with you guys. And like Taylor said, I'd like to do a lot more of this, as long as it's easy and it's working for everybody. Yeah,
the more we can do while getting the book done is always going to get prioritized. Yay, Mike. James says, I am patient. Focus on quality. We'll be waiting here for the book.
Thank you so much, James. And I don't know. We've been playing at putting out some more product soon for you guys, possibly as early as next month. Mm-hmm. And so I guess maybe we'll have an announcement later this week, or we'll talk about it further and see what your thoughts are on it, and the timing of it and everything.
Yeah, we definitely have plans for a big announcement catching you guys up all on the future project and this book, of course. Israel asked, I'm trying to find his question, how much longer will black and white be available in demand?
We're going to keep it up on demand until we go to print. So once again, we're inspired by some of the great YouTubers, CGers out there, and I think it was John Malin who kept it going until he went to print. And so I think we'll follow suit, and we'll keep it open until we go to print, which will probably be a couple months from now.
And we'll definitely, as it gets closer, we'll keep you guys up to date. And I know John, now that you mentioned, he did like a countdown for when it was going to end, right? So we'll probably do something similar.
Yeah. Why reinvent the wheel? Those guys have done such amazing promotion and put out some amazing books. So, like I said, I mean, it's inspiring. It really is.
Let's see.
And you know, we should talk about. I don't even know if I mentioned this to you. We've had so much going on already this morning and today, but DC just laid off a lot of people. Taylor, check out that. I can never say his last name. Harry Candelero.
Let me see. I think there's some articles floating around about that as well. If you want me to read
please.
some stuff, because I think you briefly mentioned it, but we didn't really get into it. And we didn't get into it in the reaction video just because we didn't want to derail too much.
Yeah.
That's kind of more important than reacting to Birds of Prey.
Yeah. We didn't want to trivialize it. It's really disheartening. And I'm going to say this, Taylor, this was the best move we could make. We have to exist here because I think the mainstream is kind of mishandling some of this stuff. And I think creating comic books and directly talking to people on YouTube and putting these out independently is a good move, because case in point, I am not going to name names, but you guys, over the weekend, this is not happy. This is absolutely horrible. I've had major inquiries through Facebook Messenger, emails, and Twitter about DC people that have been fired that are looking for work. Mm-hmm. And they've asked us, Taylor, directly for employment.
Man, that's horrible that they even put people in that position. Like, yeah. Throwing away people's, because a lot of these people, I assume, have been working here forever.
Yeah, they've been working a long time. And also, I think it's a testimonial to Comicsgate and this movement that people see value in it and they see employment in it. So, they're coming here, and they came to us. And I'm sure we're not the only ones that people have inquired, for work. And
shows that we're doing something right, though.
Exactly. It shows that we're doing something right. And like I said, I'm not trying to trivialize any of this stuff. And I will do my best to try to create as many opportunities as I and we can. But, we're very, very limited. And hopefully in a year we will not be, the potato cam twosome that we are now.
I mean, you've watched us grow at this point. And this is a major step up in quality. We can only go up from here.
Yeah.
James says DC and Marvel are both on eggshells right now. I would not be surprised to see them both go under in a few years.
I hope not. The industry kind of there's one thing about the trend in comics. I've been doing it long enough that there's always a part where everybody's doom and gloom, right? They say the industry isn't going to last another 2 years. And then somehow it's like the stock market. Like if the stock market's it's down, that it's always going to go back up. It's always just a question of when, but it will. And the industry usually does that. For as long as I've been doing it, been doing, going up and down like that. So, before the image boom and before all that stuff, there was the same kind of talk. So I don't really know. I don't pretend to have any of the answers. I'm hoping it's not doom and gloom. I hope it's not the end. But I'm glad that we're where we are, because at least we're in a driver's seat.
Yes.
Taylor and I are in a driver's seat, and we can kind of, as much as we want to hustle and as much as we want to work, we can create opportunities for ourselves. We're not like waiting, for somebody to give us something or to make it happen for us. And I like that. I like that position that we're in. So, yeah, good luck to everybody that has been part of this downsizing. I said it from the very beginning, when what DC was doing is, I would get these updates, when DC moved here to Burbank, California, and opened the new offices. There would be like memos that they would send to the talent, and they'd go, oh, well, Joe whatever is now, working this position, or Jane whoever is working this position. And at first they kind of made sense. It's like, oh, editorial this, editorial that. But then it started becoming like a bunch of categories for jobs that I've never heard of before. And like I said, I've been doing this for a long time. So, assistant to whatever, like blah, 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 digital, whatever, like just seemingly like made up names.
Was that the time when I think you mentioned it was like, there was like 3 managers of like one thing with different titles?
Yeah, there was just a lot of like not bogus job positions, because I don't really know. I don't work in an office, and that's by choice, because I think I would just kill myself. I don't think I could have one of those jobs. But yeah, it just was like every month or so there would be a list of a bunch of new people. And I was thinking to myself, how does DC have, what kind of resources and money do they have to employ all these people? Comics has always been a fairly humble industry. Mm-hmm. There can be money. There's people that make good money, but those are the smart people. You know what I mean? People that hustle and make a good product, that do well. And it just seemed to me that they were overextending themselves in a major way. Like, why is all this administrative? These aren't even talent. This isn't talent, Taylor. This was just administration people. These weren't like, we're hiring this guy to draw this book. No, it was, like I said, like editor of reprints, whatever. Like, there was, I'm not kidding you guys, there were 100 new, titles that they were creating over there, to put out their books. And I said it here. We didn't have the camera and all this stuff set up at the time, and I probably wouldn't have either, because I was still working there. But it just seemed like there was a lot of administration. There was a lot of buildup. There was a lot of money spent, that I knew instinctively that it wasn't good, because it is a very humble business, and you're just not going to make enough money to sustain that kind of overhead. And look where they're at now. I mean,
well, it makes you wonder, right? How many of those people kept their jobs?
Well, the 2 people. There's Harry, and that guy's a major talent, and he's been doing this for a long, long time. And some of the people that I know, it's really hard not to name names. They didn't have bogus titles. That's the funny thing. Is like the people I know and the people that have contacted me, they don't have bogus titles. Like, they have real job descriptions. So I don't know how many people are losing their jobs, but it seems so weird that it was just a year, and they were still announcing new hires like just a couple months ago. So
again, are those people still there? Because that would be kind of
Right.
Messed up.
And the sad thing is, some of these people that are losing their jobs, they moved from New York City to come here to California to work. So I don't know. I don't want to get too melancholy, and I don't know too much about it, to be honest. But this really, really saddens me. And at the same time, I kind of saw the writing on the wall. And these type of "I told you so's" don't ever, they don't make you feel good, because there's people's lives and stuff like that. But I never would have extended myself to that point.
We don't want other people to fail.
Yeah, but I never would have extended like my company to that point. Hiring a ton of people. The only thing I could think of why they did it is because there's one thing about Hollywood, and I have friends that work in the business, and actually I had a production company. Taylor knows these two gentlemen, Mike Smithson and Daniel Morvik. And Daniel's manufacturing and toys and packaging. So he worked for a Taiwan toy corporation, and now he's CEO and creator of Stupid Idiotic. If you've ever been to Las Vegas, they have a store there, and I think there might be one in Hollywood now, and there's one up in Big Bear. And
I didn't know there's one in Big Bear.
Yeah, that was the satellite store.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so that's his background. Mike Smithson is the guy that sculpted the Doug maquette, the animation maquette that's here in the studio. And he's a special effects guy. He's an artist. He created Fat Bastard, basically the visuals and all the makeup for Fat Bastard and Austin Powers. So anyways, long story short, we had a production company at one time because, and this was 10, 12, maybe 15 years ago, because we saw the Hollywood writing on the wall that they were looking at comic book properties and things like that. So, between the three of us, we thought we had good representation as far as licensing Hollywood and comic book properties. So we were kind of going to go into, we had a big booth in San Diego one year, and we had prototype toys for the Playmates, for Chrono Mechanics. We had a bunch of tools and stuff for kids to play with. And we had the maquette because we had the animation thing going with Warner Brothers and stuff. So we saw the writing on the wall back then, but we always kept it small. But I remember talking to Mike, and Mike was like, we should get an office here in Hollywood. And, he was talking about how the office would look, and we would build this up and we would do that and the other thing. And then, Dan and I looked at each other and was like, well, with what money? Like, what are we going to do? Like, wouldn't we be overextending ourselves at this point? And then Mike was like, you have to put on a show. You have to impress people if you want them to spend money. And he made a lot of sense. So when DC moved to Burbank, and what building are they in, Taylor? You've been there. Is it the Legendary building? Where are they at?
I think so. I don't quite remember. I really wish that we had the channel up at that point, because I would have made a really good video.
Yeah, we went over because they're really close to the studio.
I might have some old footage on my old phone stuff of that, but I don't know if it can be worth looking for because it was a while back.
Yeah, it was more. Yeah, it was more to that they're. The point that I was trying to make is that they're in Hollywood, and DC Comics is trying. I always thought, like, with all the money they were spending and building the administration and all that stuff, that the new Burbank building and all this, that they were trying to kind of flex their muscles for Hollywood and show them that they could compete and that they were big shots, right? And so they had this fancy, offices and a lot of overhead, a lot of employees and stuff like that. And what that does is it kind of shows success. It's like a shorthand way of showing success. It's kind of like what rappers, you ever hear this, like what rappers do for their videos and stuff like that and their photos is they rent these, like,
wealth displays.
Yeah, and they rent these homes and stuff like that, and then they do the videos of the photo shoots at these mansions with these cars and stuff like that. But they're not their cars. It's just an illusion of like success. And so, you know, what I learned from Mike is that the pomp and circumstance, the whole window dressing is what Hollywood responds to. And so that's the only reason I could think that DC overextended themselves to that point. You know, because I would ask myself those questions like, why do they have all these job positions? Why do they have this? Because in the day when I first started working at DC, there would be one assistant editor tailored to every like 2 or 3 editors.
Well, their staff itself isn't super large, right?
It never was. It was always pretty low key. It was, like I said, there was one assistant editor to 2 or 3 editors. And now there's an assistant editor for every editor. You know, there's a lot of overlap. There's a lot of, and I don't think things are, you know, if we're living in the digital age and everything's supposed to get easier, then how come they could do so much more with less people than they do now?
Yeah, it doesn't really add up to me. I have a good article I'll read, but first I'm going to read a couple of questions and comments.
Oh, cool. Sorry, you guys have been monopolizing.
No, I think it was very insightful. Let's see. Jason says, have you announced what you guys are working on after Black and White?
Okay. Do you want to talk about the stuff now?
We can talk about it a little bit. We actually have something we could show them with physical. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I guess we could.
Okay. Well, if you're cool with it, I'm cool with it. I mean, since there's an inquiry, let the people get their way. I think there's a copy of it over there.
I'm gonna grab it.
Yeah.
I don't think it has the dust. Oh, maybe it does.
Well, yeah, a lot of this stuff's up in the air. So you guys, this has been talk, and maybe since we're always pretty honest here, pretty transparent with everything. Thank you. Is we have this, which is a major source of pride for us. And this is an art book that we put together a little bit ago. Here's Taylor's logo right here. Here's Hack Shack Publishing here. And it's a little dusty.
One of the first Hack Shack Publishing.
Yeah. And, ooh, I like the spine, too. The spine's, is it upside down? Is it right side up?
You're seeing it backwards, but they're seeing it right.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
Yeah. So we put this book together a couple years ago. And so I thought what might be fun is to bring it back and let the CGers see what a nice high-end art book would be like. And yeah, it's very well put together. I have a little preview of some of the creator-owned stuff that we may or may not do in the future. And here's some black and white stuff.
First glimpse at black and white.
And then there's like toy designs. There's some sketches in here. There's drawings. There's full-on renderings. There's color stuff. There's commissions. There's cover work. There's all kinds of stuff. And this spans 35 years of my career that's assembled here in this book. So we were thinking of putting it out or reissuing it next month on an IndieGoGo campaign. So let me know what you guys think. It could be fun, and put it out.
And this is a book that we already have formatted and everything.
So it's ready to go.
Yeah, it's ready to go. We could just send it to print, and it would also, you know, we'd be working on black and white while this campaign is going.
Oh yeah, it wouldn't be in lieu of. But the thing is, like we were talking, to stay in this arena, it requires. I hate this. I hate reality. Is money.
Well, let's put it this way: it's a product we can put out for you guys that would help support us and also help support us to continue to work on this stuff and supplement something really cool while we're working on this book.
Ooh, very well put. I like that. I probably would have stumbled around for 10 minutes trying to say that, but
it's a really nice book, and it's, I don't know if you guys could see, I'm watching the feed right now. It looks really good. It's got some cool, we did some like weird experimental stuff on it. It turned out really cool because it's a hardcover. It's got spot UV on it. Like, it's a nice collector's art book.
Yeah, it's a coffee table book.
It's very cool. So I hope you guys.
Yeah, it's not a sketchbook, you guys. This is a high-end art book. Yeah.
And like Art said, there's some like Hack Shack properties that we might explore that are in there. If you're curious about stuff we might be pursuing in the near future, both comic and like film and stuff like that. It's pretty cool, I think.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun putting together and going through all the archives and finding the different artwork to put in and things like that. So
I'm going to catch up on some of your guys' old comments before the new ones, and then I'll read the article. Israel says regarding the news that the book will be, the black and white book will be open till print. He says, thanks. Now I know that I have some time. I'll probably go for a higher tier sometime next month.
Oh, thank you.
That's what we're hoping for.
That's awesome. Yeah, and yeah, exactly. I really like this shop aspect to the IndieGoGo. I really do.
I think it's a major leg up that Kickstarter doesn't really have that IndieGoGo has. I know they have backer kit, but it's a little different. David says, which I think is very interesting. I've never really been a comic book person, but Comicsgate spoke to me, so now I'm buying my first ever comics through all of you, including black and white, which I'm really excited about.
Oh, thank you. See, that's the other part, is expanding the market, finding new people, because quite frankly, this industry has just been selling to the same people, and recently, in more recent history, they've just been kind of not even giving the hardcores the product that they want, kind of inundating them with a what is it, like a social agenda.
Yeah. I was gonna say something meaner, but that's a good way to put it.
I'm trying. I'm trying so hard.
We're not petty like that.
We can be.
Oh yeah, we can be.
I'm not beyond it.
Nick says, a nice clear sharp image. I'm liking the new camera.
Oh, yay.
James says, you and Taylor should go on a promotional tour, particularly Taylor. Why? There's no excuse for a book as good as Black, White, Mastered to make less than 100K. And then Nick says, Taylor, take the wheel.
Oh, yeah, please. I don't know what that means, but take it if we can get to 100K. Do you have a plan? Do you have a plan, Taylor?
I almost did a live stream, but I was saving it for this channel still, unboxing the Kiss comic a couple nights ago because I was like dying to open it, but I still have it.
Well, I told you should just bring it in. So
I know.
So when we do a Kiss Corner, we're trying to get a Kiss Corner going for this Friday, if not Friday, Saturday.
If you guys have suggestions of what I should do, I don't know what take the wheel means. Nick says, I'm a pencil sharpener guy. Now pay me, DC.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't know what their job descriptions are.
Let me see. Winker Bean, you need to calm down in the chat over here.
What is he winking on about?
He's saying poop. I'm going to put you in timeout because I don't want to scroll through all this. Nick says, I hate having to tell people I told you so. Whenever I'm right and call things correctly, it's always bad news.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
Nick says, fat bastard jokes made up a good portion of my childhood, including trading jokes with my sister. Good times.
Yeah, that's a good movie.
It was. David says, hey, RT Bear, I noticed Model 3D was doing a figurine of Light. Is that planned for sale somewhere? And if so, how could I get one?
Yeah, you know what? I haven't been in contact with Model in a while. I think he was going to retool his campaign and bring it back out. Was he going to do it with miniatures, Taylor?
I believe he was. I don't know what his current plans are. I actually haven't spoken to him in a while.
But you remind me, yeah, I should open up a new dialogue with him. I think the original plans were that he was going to do the coins and that he was going to try to fund or use that money to buy some 3D printers. And so then the 3D printers would allow him to print those like statues and stuff that he was doing of like black and white and things like that. So I believe that was the plan. So I'm not sure where it's at this point. But the thing is, he still has the 3D models, like all the artwork that he's done. So I imagine at some point we'll do something like that.
Definitely. Let's see. People commenting on the book. Nick says hardback. I need that on my shelf. Sheldon says oodles and doodles from the noodle.
Yeah, they were all from the noodle.
Yeah, I need that book. I want it yesterday.
Oh, thanks, guys.
D Geek Art says, I mean, I guess I'd be interested in a book like that with a winky smiley face.
I guess.
James says, IndieGoGo only allows one campaign at a time. You can't sell anything else until black and white is fulfilled in people's hands. Is that true?
I don't know. Ironside's sites did it. Didn't Ethan do it? And Mike did it recently.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that.
We'll look into it though. Thanks for the heads up.
Yes, thank you. Jason Pridle just sent us a super chat for $15. I'm Pirtle. I'm very sorry. Jason Pirtle, $15. Thank you. He said, here's some help for all your great work. Also, can you guys live stream when you go to Star Wars Land?
Oh, geez. Hey, have you heard the new? Oh my God, that thing's gonna be insane. At first, were they going to do a lottery? And
is that true?
There were a couple things, and now, because the crowd control, it's going to be insane there. So they're trying to figure out how to crowd control the park. So yes, we will, definitely. And we'll videotape a trip. And I think the bigger issue is just when, because there's no way we're going to get in the first onslaught. And two, I don't know if I even want to. Can you imagine how many people are going to be there?
That sounds like not an enjoyable experience.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're going to have to do something. Like, they're going to have to do something in order to limit the people, or it's going to get, like, really crazy.
I heard, was it somebody in the chat or something? Was it Elizabeth or I don't know.
Elizabeth just arrived.
Hey, Elizabeth. I don't know how we found this out, but they were saying like something about like where it'll be kind of like fast pass, and you get X amount of time in that section, and then they kind of shuttle you out and then make room for like more people. And that somehow it was going to be an experience. Like, it's not scripted, but it will be an experience. So like they can time it. You know what I mean? Like you get in, and then there's this experience, and then they kind of work you over to this ride, and then you come out, and then there's an experience, and then they shell over to this section or whatever. I don't think I'd like it, and I don't think people respond to that. Like, they don't want to be that rigid and have their schedules.
Because they'd have to clear out the park in between every time, right? Like, everybody's in for this time period, then we clear it out. We get everybody in for the next, right?
Right, but I think the way somebody explained it is it's going to be like an experience. So it'll almost be like it's scripted. So there'll be people that work there that'll kind of guide you through, like they'll guide you into this ride, but there'll be some kind of show or something like that. So it's all in theme, and then from that ride there's another theme, and then you like a little skit or whatever they do, and then they work you over to this section, and then they kind of manage you through that section of the park in the form of like entertainment. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think that's the only way they could do it. It actually sounds likely. James says, Miller's book, The Meg, was flagged by IndieGoGo and suspended for review for that reason for a week. He was lucky to get in contact with people that helped him. Well, maybe we can talk to IndieGoGo separately. Muskie Elon says it's a beautiful book. I see none for sale anywhere. What was the first printing size? It looks like around 400, something small.
Oh yeah. Oh, the printing amount. Yeah, it was a small, very, very small print run. And I'd bring it to shows and things like that and sell it there. And it's really heavy. It's hard to travel with. So you bring a box of those things.
I think we brought some to Free Comic Book Day to sell. And I remember they're extremely heavy.
Yeah.
Okay.
They do well every time we bring them out, but they're very heavy.
It's a very nice looking book. I'm going to, I guess I'll read this article now. Okay, so this was posted a couple days ago.
This is now to just reset it up. This is the DC stuff.
Yeah, this is the
DC layoffs.
The DC layoffs news.
Okay.
And this news came out, I guess, a couple days ago, and this is on IGN.com. Sorry, I couldn't find a better source. It's actually kind of everywhere.
Okay.
Okay. So DC lays off 3% of staff amid company restructure, in quotes. Some DC employees are set to lose their job as an organization restructure will see 3% of the company's staff laid off. The Hollywood Reporter explains that DC, I need to scroll up a little bit. The Hollywood Reporter explains that DC is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, and the company is making changes to focus on the publishing side of the business. That doesn't really make sense. This means
the DC is the public.
Yeah. This means 7 of the 240-person team at DC will be out of a job.
They say 7?
7.
Only 7 people are going to... What?
I mean, it might have changed since then. This was like 3 days ago.
Why is this even news?
Reportedly, by the way, apparently they only have a 240-person team.
Yeah, I don't think they need that many people, but...
Well, they're losing 7 of them. Reportedly, this included some quite high-up figures, including the vice... Who wrote this? Some quite high-up figures. I need to find out who wrote this.
Quite.
Hope Corrigan, what's your problem? Let's see. Reportedly, this includes some quite high-up figures, including the Senior Vice President of Sales, Trade Marketing, John Cunningham, Vice President of Consumer Marketing, Eddie Scannell, and Vice President Art Director, Mark Ciarillo.
If that's how you say his name. I always say Chandeliero, but yeah.
These layoffs do not appear to include publishers Dan DiDio and Jim Lee, despite rumors that were circling online. The restructure has seen DC split into 3 departments: editorial, production, and manufacturing. That's not 3 departments, Hope, who wrote this. This is editorial, production, manufacturing, and publishing support services and merchandising sect of DC. I would say that's 5. Will now fall under the Warner Brothers Consumer Products toy umbrella, which has also seen 10% of its staff laid off amid restructuring, according to its sources. So I guess 10% of the staff in the toy area have also been laid off.
Prior to this one.
I think so, yeah. 2018 was a big year for DC, which included promoting Walter Hamada to oversee film production and the departure of president of the DC Entertainment, Diane Nelson, after 22 years of tenure with the company. It also saw Jeff Johns step down as DC Entertainment president and COO to move into the writer-producer deal with the company. Okay, so
maybe this was, I don't know. It seemed like it was a bigger deal to me. 7 people lost their job. Well, most of them contacted me.
Yeah, I mean, that was like a couple days ago. Who knows if they've done more since then. Let me see. Dibs, I call dibs on the book. I'll buy it. It looks great. Title says, speaking of shows, is Hack Shack going to Bell County Comic-Con this year?
Where is Bell? I know Bell County, but what state is that in?
I'm not familiar with that. Nick says, only 7 people. No big deal. Trim the fat, I say. None of the people that need to go.
Yeah, but a couple of people I know, so they're out of work, so and they're good people. So yeah, I can't be too cavalier about that. So it is sad, and some of them moved from New York City here, so
that's really horrible.
Yeah, they uprooted their entire life and things to to come out here. So
Yeah, 7 people, 3% of 240 employees.
wait a minute. You said how much percent?
3%.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. It's really funny that Variety is reporting on this, but there was a more recent article hinting more layoffs to come. I forgot the source, but Sweetcase did a bit on it. Nick says, folks, if you're needing some fantastic artwork by legendary art bear, check out his website. He's got some great pieces on there.
Ooh, thank you.
I'm going to put a link right now.
Linky dink.
To artbytbear.com, where you can start your collection of original artwork.
You know what we should post? Well, maybe. I don't know. Make some black and white artwork available.
We could.
Also, what I was thinking of doing is like all these patches, you guys, these things are accumulating. I don't know what to do with them. Like I got pages now of these patches that are going into the book. So I don't know what I should do with those. I don't know if anybody would want them. I guess if they were reasonably priced, maybe, or as giveaways.
Let me know what you guys think about that. We were also debating doing some kind of auction, whether through chat or through eBay, on some stuff.
eBay.
Let me see. Hey, Rodwell Stevens, throwing up the black and white yin and yang sign.
Yay.
Let me see what we got here. Everybody's talking about the Grammys and stuff.
So when is the Grammys then? Because you thought it had passed, but
I did, but apparently it was the SAG Awards that Black Panther cleaned up at with its awards. I guess it's in February.
okay, so soon.
Of course we want them, Art, says Nick, and Title says, I'll take care of them.
Should we? I don't know.
I snagged a good one.
Oh yeah.
My personal collection.
Is it? Wait a minute. Yeah, it's let me see.
I almost posted a picture of it, but I didn't want to spoil anything. I don't think it
Well, I'm going to spoil it right now.
No.
You got this one, right?
I did.
And this one.
Can I post it on Instagram then?
Sure.
Yes, it is. It's one of my favorites, actually. It's pretty cool.
It's Uncle Yi running for his life.
He's been through a lot.
You can run for your life if you can, little girl.
Little Yi.
Little Yi.
None ya business says, bah, award shows are rigged. And B Minute says Grammys equals another Me Too movement.
Yeah.
Oh, Comic Book Bob says, Art, what kind of camera do you guys have now?
This is a Logitech. It just says Logi on it. It's HD. I can't see the number on it. Yeah, I mean it's a pretty basic camera. So it must be working good if you guys are asking for the name.
I'm gonna find which one it is. Yeah, it's a good one for sure. I'm liking this picture. We're kind of still gonna play with the lighting a little bit, because it looks a little dark. I can't tell if it's.
Is it? Well, it's also getting dark. It's getting evening time.
The days are kind of short here right now. It is a Logitech C920 HD Pro webcam. For those interested.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
We're kind of getting used to it, so. Isn't the Grammys for music? Yes, it is. Never Cold. I misspoke when I was looking through the stuff. I believe
the Oscars.
The Oscars. They're all the same thing.
It's all rigged.
They're all the same thing. And the Oscars comes out February 24th, 2019 at 5 p.m. So you can tune in and
tune out.
Get mad.
Tune in and tune out.
We should do a live react to the Oscars.
Especially for just Best Picture.
Now that we have this set up, we could actually do it through Google Hangouts if there's a live stream of it. But I think it would be pretty boring because it's sitting through a lot of stuff that isn't Black Panther.
Or we could just tape it and then just do a react to the the best picture.
We could.
Black Panther, boo! Nah, I don't know. More power to him, I guess. But I don't think it's the best picture.
Yeah, I don't know. This.
We talked about it the other day.
We've talked about it. Would you like to hear the nominees for Best Picture it's going up against?
Sure.
So just to remind everybody, Mark C says, oh, super chat from Mark C. He says, looks like you're drawing by candlelight. Is it that dark? We could move the other light more in.
Well, the reason we turned the lights down is because it was bouncing too much light.
Yeah, I guess we could bring
I can turn on some more of the room lights.
Yeah, we were trying to adjust it because it looked, the white balance or whatever was really, really high.
Yeah, when we were sampling or just testing it, the light was bouncing. So I can bring this more over.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really see.
And I can bring this more over.
If that helps. Yeah, we have both the lights on it now, you guys.
How does it look? Are you looking through the computer?
Yeah,
there?
it doesn't look super dark to me. Let me see something.
Yeah, we're still going.
Let me check this out in the live feed. It's bright on the screen. I guess it's a little bit dark.
Is it?
Well, here, I'll see what you think. Take a look at the live feed on my phone.
It might look dark because I blackened out the sides here because this is a transparent table.
You can see my old OtterBox.
I don't know. It looks... Oh, Mark C says it's better.
Okay, so maybe we just needed to bring the light over, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully.
Thank you for the super chat and the tip.
Yes, thank you guys for the super chat. Yeah.
Let's see. All right, everyone, I'm going to duck out for now. Looking forward to future live streams, says David. Bye, David.
See you, David.
Let's see. Do you have express written consent to record it? The Oscars?
You have to? Oh, they always say it at the beginning of the shows and stuff, right?
I think so.
You can't do whatever unless you have...
If the lights are behind it, it's better. Use a white light bulb. This is none of your business.
What's a white light bulb?
Aren't they all?
They look white to me.
The last article I seem to... Okay, D Geek Art says, the last article I saw seemed to imply that Galaxy's Edge will be like the rest of the park, come and go as you please. I also saw that Disney released the name of the outpost that is Galaxy's Edge. Well, we did a wall-to-vault where they said there's basically a storyline that you kind of follow. Better Kelly Amos says, hi, Taylor. Oh, hi. How many pages does Art have left to do on the book before it's done?
I don't know. It's a good question.
We're like halfway through.
We're way over half.
We're over half. We did a count. And
I think
we're more there than not.
Yeah, I think we have like 15 more pages.
I think about, yeah.
Around there.
Maybe a little less. Lighting looks fine to me. Did you ever show the potato? We didn't.
Well, I can.
Do we want to?
It's part of it's in the other room. We could show it since somebody wanted to bring it up, brought it up now. It's go in the other room, Taylor, and grab the rig.
Closeted, this one?
It's just on the floor, so we just use this crappy piece of tech.
Oh.
I really don't like Apple, you guys. I'm gonna verbalize that right now. This thing is not that cool.
They're not gonna believe that.
Yeah. Okay.
It looks a little more rinky-dink than it's been thrown on a heap on the floor.
I don't know if I can. All right, are you guys ready? This is gonna freak you guys out. This is like the Frankenstein.
Wait, don't show it yet.
What?
We should blackmail for it now. We will blackmail for a super chat.
How about a super chant? No money involved, just like show it, show it, show it. I'm gonna give a piece of it. This will give you guys an idea.
That's all you get for $5.
That's all you get for a chant. Chant. Show it, potato.
F apples is never cool.
This is the part that we were supposed to use. I feel like I could be like I'm a Muppet like performer, like, hey, what's up? I'm an arm for an iPad. I'm arm pad. Okay, and then okay, now the jerry rig starts. See that right there?
Oh gosh.
That is beautiful duct tape.
It's what held our streams together.
And then are we chanting yet? Is anyone chanting?
Let's just do it.
Let's just do
You guys, I can tell you guys are getting woo lad, potato indeed. Oh my gosh, just wait till you see this.
Okay, there's another piece of it. All right.
Glorious.
Here's another piece of it.
We can't even show you this full thing.
If we pull the camera back, we could. Here's the clamp. Can you see it? That went on the table. Yeah, there we go. All right, so this clamped to the table. The arm came over, and then this jerry, like, this is very limited, the mobility of it. So this thing wouldn't aim straight down. Like this aims straight down. This wouldn't aim straight down. So we taped this ruler onto it, and then I don't know if I should show all this. So we taped, I don't remember how we taped it here or something. We taped the iPad to this. It was like this. So the camera was kind of around it. So then this thing would show straight down at the board. And the reason I don't like this as well is because
here, I'll take
the Google Hangout. Yeah, it's kind of big. Yeah, thanks. The app for the Google's Hangout, it didn't really sync up with it. So like I couldn't go on other people's threads and their live streams and stuff like that because of it. And I don't know if it just didn't have enough power or why, but anyway, I should be able to start doing a lot more of that stuff now.
Let me see.
I hope everybody's laughing their ass off because I just want to let you guys know, like, if I'm not getting some chuckles out of this, I just humiliated myself.
They're laughing.
Good.
Woo lad, potato and deeds have never cold.
I hope they're laughing with us and not at us.
Boston says EBS is iPad Central. We got a glorious Nunya Business says the medication can help if you start early enough.
Yeah. You know what? I wish I had some. I just asked Taylor today. I was like, do you have any tranquilizers? Because I'd really like to just numb it down a little bit. Just like maybe 3%, like what DC did with their layoffs.
We got some lulls. Boston, a full roll of duct tape is on it. James says,
you know what? I'm sorry. You guys aren't that far. See this?
And by the way,
this was a full roll. Look at it now.
We had duct
no, don't tell him anymore.
I'll tell more for another $5 super chat.
Well, let's just say there's a little potato jerry rigging on this apparatus.
We should have taken a picture of it.
It's not much.
Memories. James says, seeing that gorgeous use of duct tape lets me know Art has enough redneck in him to respect. We made it work. Holy moly.
Wait a minute. So duct tape is a redneck tool?
I don't know if I agree with that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I would say it's an innovator's tool, which I guess you could still be redneck and an innovator.
Yeah, what were those guys? What were they called? Those Mythbusters? They made an entire ship or boat out of duct tape.
We always talk about that whenever we use duct tape.
That's how I legitimize the duct tape.
Title says, the horror, oh, the humanity.
Oh my gosh, you're not too far. It would always slip. So I think you guys witnessed that a couple times. Like,
once it fell, it was dangling.
Yeah, like if you can create a boat out of duct tape, then why can't it hold up a damn iPad?
James says, never cold. Holy moly, I guess even I have the tech to scream if you two pulled it off with that.
Oh, yeah.
Believe in yourself. Mark C. gave us a super chat for $5. The two panels above the one you're working on have a
Thank you, Mark, by the way. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. The two panels above the one you're working on have a nice flow. There are some parts that lead your eyes from one to another.
Oh, cool. Yeah. This is some of the new rendering to bring it into a 21st century look. There's a lot of back and forth with this stuff, like old and new combined. Some stuff is totally brand new. This is just fun. It was a big learning curve. I think we got it. Do I dare say down now?
I feel like we do.
Yeah, until the next big thing. But yeah, I do feel like we've become more accomplished and try to figure out how to make all this work.
We are moving up. And we just got another super chat. And Pamela just arrived.
Pamela, say hi and say thank you for the super chat.
Thank you.
Isn't she adorable?
D Geek Art for $5.
I just had some candy.
Aren't you diabetic?
Shh. Boy. I'm not telling you anything anymore.
Well, when you start getting all nutty nut later tonight, I'll throw it back at you. Hey, remember that candy you had? Hey, wait a minute. What candy?
Minor detail.
What?
Minor.
Yeah, but where's this candy? You holding out on me?
Actually, it's Amanda's chocolate covered popcorn.
Oh, that Z-Pop or whatever it is?
Yeah.
What is it called?
Popcornopolis or something. Zebra. Yes.
Zebra corn. Yeah.
I like Popcornopolis.
Did you just make that up?
That'd be a good
No,
username.
That's the name of the company.
Oh, the company. Okay.
I want to make that our new YouTube name.
Zebrapolis. Say that quick when you're drunk.
Never Cold says, definitely laughing with you. Oh yeah, I never read the super chat. Sorry, D Geek Art. And thank you. He says, holy hell, I needed to laugh like that today.
Oh, God. Well, good. I'm glad.
That's what we aim for.
Yeah, because it wasn't that fun. You know what? It's weird because, hindsight, they always say is 2020. Hindsight is absolutely hilarious too, right? Like the only time you can laugh is in hindsight because we weren't laughing even an hour ago.
That's for sure. Nice one, Art. Nick says, Art, have you ever seen the Red and Green Show? He was a duct tape master.
The Red and Green Show?
I've never heard of that.
I got to check this out now.
Mystery Boomer Theater 300. Did you get the blueprints from the Red and Green Show? Watch the Red and Green Show, everybody keeps saying.
Wow. Yeah, that's a good endorsement. Now I have to.
If it can't be fixed with duct tape, you're not using enough duct tape.
Yeah, that's actually a true statement because you saw the amount of duct tape. That was like months of duct tape.
Everybody's saying hi to Pamela. Elizabeth says, hi, Pamela. Hope you are well.
She's not here anymore. She ditched us.
And ASD Draws just arrived. He's new to the channel. Hey, I am new. I sub to your channel.
Thank you and welcome. Yes, spread the word, brother. Spread the word.
I am an animator, but I suck. I use a phone.
What?
How do you animate the phone? That's actually impressive.
And also, just a tip, don't put suck in when you say I'm anything.
Even if you do.
Yeah, let other people make that, that decision. Don't make it for them.
You gotta be your own advocate, man.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, man. Be an advocate. Be your own. Ooh, wait a minute. What were the robots' names? Weren't they something advocates now? Maybe we should lay that on them.
An advocator.
Wait, no.
Was that what
they were
called?
Mechanized something.
I thought no, what the heck was it?
You better have written it down.
I'll pull it up. Well, yeah, I have the current one.
I'm gonna smack you.
No. You guys all heard that.
Wait a minute.
This part's going to be trimmed.
That may be edited out.
I had to edit out some of the last video.
Should I tell him about
Do I want to bring that up?
But there was a time where Taylor and I we had to think about offices at the PBS building. Remember that?
Oh yes.
Yeah. So I always kid with Taylor that I would just love to work at a very I guess I wanted to say conservative, but I guess more progressive is now what conservative used to be. But very buttoned down, very by the books kind of company,
yes.
Very PC. And then I always just wanted to say, hey man, you better do this, Taylor. I'm gonna hit you upside the head, and just in front of a crowd of people, and then Taylor just no, and then just see how they respond.
I would have loved to see how that played out.
Yeah.
Here we go. My mechanized arbitrators.
Arbitrators, yeah. So they basically negotiate. Wait, I thought there was another word. There was mechanized arbitrators.
We were gonna call them arbiters. We called them arbitrators because it was like like an arbitrator of peace, which they do, but not the way you would expect.
Yeah.
Your art is amazing. I need to practice more, says ASD.
Well, thank you, ASD. I appreciate that.
I like this. Boston says, in a world where tablet and rig are often slipping, justice can only be more duct tape.
More duct tape. That's true.
Whoa, art. And then Never Cold says, art smacks woman.
I would never do that, but I just thought it would be funny.
It was
and Tater thought it was funny too. So
it was our running gag that we didn't want to give up for working at PBS. Mechanized nerd rage says Never Cold.
Nerds.
The arbitrators.
The arbitrators.
Let's see. I use an app. I really want to look into this red and green show because people keep bringing it up.
Yes, we have to.
Let me see. What else? I just realized I'm going to have to edit in the new line in this script because it's been changed. I'll make a note.
Arbitrators.
Maybe you can watch my animation and give me your opinion. Well, we do have, if you check in the description, if you want the opinion of a 35-year vet in the field, I don't think you've done one in a while.
No, we should actually.
Yeah, Art actually does portfolio reviews, live portfolio reviews. So if you send in your stuff and you want his opinion, you can do that live. I'll be there reading the chat if you want to chime in. And it's really cool. We've had some people find some professional success through it. And send your stuff in. We have a drop or a media flyer that's attached where you can send those files.
Yeah, and maybe this week we should do one because I did these blue line. I had a blue line. I guess where I would send blue lines to people. Well, they would pay for the blue lines and everything, and then I had an instructional video, and I would send that along too for the price, and then. I got some back currently, and I asked them if they wouldn't mind if I did a review on them, like a kind of a breakdown, a critique of the work, and they said yes. So we could do that as well, so then people could see different artist interpretation of my work.
With this new setup too, we could actually, I don't know if you want to do that traditionally, we could do that with this new setup.
We could.
If you have a print up of his, or I don't know if he sent you the physical copy or yet or not.
He didn't send me a physical copy, but there is a good digital one, so we could possibly do that.
So even if we had a printout of it, that might be kind of neat. And hit us up if you guys are interested interested in that. Title, did you ever get my lizard guy? It was meant to be filler for the reviews. I have to check.
Lizard guy. Is he talking to you or talking to me?
I think he's talking to both of us, actually. I can check the thing and see if we got it.
Lizard guy.
I know you did a review art of Gecko Man.
Is that it?
If that's what you're talking about, Title.
Oh, also, we should bring up that we got some great samples, Chrono Mechanic samples from, who was that?
Oh, that was from Render Contender.
Render Contender. Thank you for doing that, and I hope I followed that up. If I didn't, I apologize, but we wanted to show some of your work off as well. Maybe we'll do it on the portfolio review as well.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, he did a bunch of samples of Chrono Mechanics characters because we were thinking at some point that we would try to do some new Chrono stories for you guys. And so we were auditioning some new talent, and Render was nice enough to put some samples together for us, and they were quite nice.
Yeah, they were. I think that'd be, if he's cool with that, that'd be a cool thing to show.
Yeah, actually, I'll check my emails and see if I got back to him. And if I haven't, I will. And then maybe I'll ask him, or I will ask him.
I believe I remember you sending him an email, but
okay,
we'll double check.
I'll ask him if he doesn't mind us showing them off, because they're quite good.
I think you guys would like to see that. We also could show, we kind of talked about it a while back and it just slipped my mind until now. We could show a chrono preview of some stuff. Let me see. Tiffany Harris says, hi, I'm new. Hi, Tiffany.
We like newbies. Hi, Tiffany.
D Geek Art says, will I see you at Comic-Con Revolution this year?
Yes, I am planning. I love that show, and I love everybody that puts that show together. So definitely, I think Taylor and I talked about having a table for that show. We've also been playing or talking about WonderCon as well.
Yes.
Which, can you write this down? Because I forgot to write it down this morning that we should check with the Artist Alley, see if we can get, if there's even tables still available.
I'll check it out.
And then we got invited to a Oahu. Where was it? In Hawaii?
Somewhere in Hawaii.
Yeah, a Hawaii show. That would be fun. Do some a convention, and I think some book signings at comic book shops.
And that's sometime in May?
May. And then, yeah, it'll be a big black and white tour where we could get out and bring some of the books there, sign them up. That'll be fun. I like meet and greets.
Always cool. Comic Book Bob says, Art, I'm going on the fan edition of Drawing Quartered, but I draw very slow. Do you have any advice to help me finish faster?
The only way I know how to work faster is to kind of let things go a little bit. So where you would probably scrutinize or work and rework a little bit, you kind of have to go with more of your first idea, and then just kind of carry that through and try not to second guess the work too much to get through it. I'm not the fastest guy either, so that's the only way I know how to do it. So you kind of have to think more of, it's like a performance than actual like finished art. So you're kind of doing more of a performance than anything that's going to be scrutinized or published or anything like that. So you still want to do the best work you can, but I think you're more of a performer at that point. So think of it more as a performance. So just put in a good performance.
I think that's solid advice.
Wow, that was pretty good.
That was good.
Yeah.
Tune in for more wisdom during the portfolio review.
But it is tough to get the work done in a short period of time, because 2 hours is not much time really to get anything done. Will that be your first time? I guess it would be, right?
It sounds like it.
Yeah.
Title says, anyone in Hack Shack is who I'm talking to. What I sent was a lizard guy, most of the lizard guy. It had green writing next to it. I don't recall, but we are definitely Hack Shack. Tiffany says, sorry, I don't have any money to give you. I'm only 11.
Well, welcome. I'm glad. Yeah, don't worry about that. Just enjoy.
Need to do that.
Yeah, just enjoy. I appreciate it, though. Wow, welcome.
Very nice. Are you doing any Canadian cons? Asked Simon.
I love Canada. It's so polite. No, actually, the only cons that we really have planned are those 3 that we talked about. So Comic-Con Revolution in Ontario and WonderCon in Anaheim, and we're putting together the Hawaii show now.
Never Cold says, ooh, come to Hawaii. I'd love to meet you both in person.
Yeah, gosh. I don't know if we can open emails. Is it Oahu? I can't remember. I don't know if it's the big island or not.
I think it was D Geek Art says, I am at WonderCon table F53 if they would let you share a table. That's very generous.
Oh, is he offering to share his table with us?
I think so. Are you?
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much.
That's so sweet.
That is very nice. And I might take you up on it.
You can if you're serious about that, you can always shoot an email. Title says white and a hula skirt. Aw.
Heck yeah.
Revolution is where we met, says D Geek Art.
Oh, cool.
Comic Book Bob says, come up north. No one comes up here unless it's New York.
Up north, like
how far north?
Because that's always east to me. Like north, you mean like Canada north?
Yeah, I don't know. Sheldon says, is that
the Great White North?
Is that like saying make decisions quicker while drawing?
Yeah, but also don't second guess the decisions. Like put the first line down, move on. Put the next line down, move on.
Oh, sorry. D Geek Art is Elizabeth.
Oh.
Who's offering to share the table.
Oh, well, thank you. She did a caricature of me. I got to show it off. It was pretty cool. She's a sweetie. My wife loves her too.
It's probably a wahoo. Sheldon said, I'm sure I don't know what this context is. I'm serious, she says. Comic Book Bob said, I would kill to get a real pro to come to Cleveland Comic-Con. We got Rob Liefeld here once, and ever since, nobody.
Cleveland, Ohio?
I don't know. He's just Cleveland Comic-Con. I don't know if that's...
My wife and I got married in Ohio.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I like Ohio. It's very flat.
It looks pretty.
It is.
Also, California is like super hilly and...
We're in the mountains here.
Yeah, the opposite. Yeah. None of your business is where the bears are white. That far north. Where the bears are white.
Take off a...
That's funny.
The polar ones?
The very same. Okay.
The Polar Express.
I was just talking about that movie yesterday and how it's kind of nightmarish looking.
I don't like the animation. I love the book because we'd read when Amanda was young. We read the book every Christmas Eve.
Yeah, the book is cute. I used to think, and it's illustrated very well. James Hayes says, "Why did I think Art would get married in Vegas?"
Oh my gosh, you guys! Because I almost did.
It's pretty cool. My mom got married in Vegas.
My wife and I proposed to her in this room, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and then we were like, should we just take off to Vegas? like have Elvis marry us and stuff? Because we're a bunch of knuckleheads. And so we were like, yeah, because we thought it would be fun, just not to mock the sanctity of marriage or anything like that, but just it would be fun to do.
My mom suggested that with her husband as well.
Yeah, because it's just more of like you have a story to tell, right? Because sometimes like I do things not because of anything other than like, man, this will make a great story. And so, yeah, we almost did. And then, doggone it, we thought about our families and our parents and
darn it.
Yeah, and how they would probably want to see us get married. So we didn't elope to Vegas.
Aw. That would have been good photo ops though.
We went to Ohio.
Man, opposite of Vegas.
Yeah, most of her family is West Virginia, Ohio. So we went there. And we had a horse-drawn carriage and everything. And it was very kind of fairy tale-ish. Pamela I think she even had a tiara, like a crown. Is the picture right there?
Yes. You have to show
it. For any romantics out there.
I have an opposite story about a tiara and a marriage.
A marriage?
It's very hilarious. Though.
Is it sad?
No, it's funny.
I'll
tell it after.
I don't want it to be sad.
It's not sad.
Okay.
I mean, I think it's funny.
Okay, I'm showing off. I was telling them about
Look at.
us getting married in Ohio.
Oh,
Yeah.
that was a great time.
Yeah, so there's the lovely Pamela and her tiara.
None of your business is. And Elvis said, ...
Yeah, because I was telling them about like that we were thinking of just eloping and go to Vegas and just save ourselves some hassle. So this is us posing with a horse of all things.
Aww.
Well,
Yeah.
it was with the carriage that took us.
Yeah, you can kind of see a little bit of the carriage wheels here. Yeah.
Bethany says, that's a great picture.
Thank you. She's a sweetie.
That was just a lot of fun. Very close friends.
Yeah, I was so overwhelmed that we had friends from all over come and hang out with us to their
Nick Barucci from
Yeah.
Dynamite
showed up.
He wouldn't allow my sister to hold the wedding present.
He held
Really?
He wouldn't let her touch it. He was so afraid she would drop it. And he carried it around with him.
What was it, if I may ask?
Actually, it was two gifts. It was a Lenox vase.
Ooh,
And
no wonder.
Yes, and a Lenox picture frame, which we still have. Both of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It might have been a good thing then.
Yeah, because my sister's not real. Yeah.
We call her Droppy. We do not. I just made that up.
Sheldon's being a smart guy and says, but horses can't draw carriages.
Oh.
Well, they did for us. I don't know what kind of horses you guys hang out with.
Nasser's here saying beep boop.
Hey, robot. T. Roboti.
Rabati.
Roboti. Yay. It's a roboti.
I have an opposite story about a tiara.
In Vegas?
When my mom was getting married, the first time, she won't care. She ordered.
Whoa!
She ordered a tiara.
And she's got some stories too.
She ordered a tiara in the mail, and I was a young child.
Just for the heck of it?
Well, for the wedding.
Oh.
And I was a small child at that time. And she found it in this magazine. It looked really pretty, and they sent it over. And it arrived, and I remember, like, I was home. I guess it was a weekend because I was, like, in grade school. And it showed up, and it was in the smallest box ever. And I was like, So I picked it up, and I brought it to my mom. And she's like, what is this? And I'm like, I don't know. I'll open it. So she opens it. There's a ton of packing, and she pulls out a barrette-sized tiara. Like, it was, like, a piece of the tiara. It was, like, if you've seen, like, Amira's tiara, it was, like, just the middle piece. Like, it was so small. So she picked it up, and I guess, like, she was young. I guess it was expensive because, like, fancy. But I remember she just dramatically lifted it up and tried not to laugh so you guys can hear what I'm saying. And she was just like, this is it. And she, like, gestured, and I burst out laughing. And I remember, like, I could not stop laughing. I was like a little kid, and she was like, darn it. And she's like, shut up, Taylor. And she's like, I hope that you one day, like, order something you're really excited about. You get nothing but disappointment. And I was just, like, laughing hysterically. And she said she's been waiting for that moment, like, still, because of how disappointed she was. And I think she threw it across the room at one point.
Well, if she saw a couple of those potato can shows, then
she would know that I've been more than repaid. I wanted to find it because, like, I don't know what became of it, but I remember there was a gigantic meltdown where she was, like, bawling about it.
Oh, that's horrible.
It was still funny. And I wish I could find it because I wanted to have it when I got married, especially to react to me having it. But it's probably long gone. I remember it was really tiny because even as a kid, I was like, can I hold it? And it was, like, small in my hand.
That's awesome.
Your poor mom.
I can't get married with this.
Yeah, she ended up not using it, obviously.
That's funny.
Cute couples is none your business.
None your business.
Let's see. Never Cold says, Nasser ignored me. That's okay. Because he said, yo, Nasser. I've missed you, Art, says Nasser.
Nasser, one of these days I want to ask you, what do you think of Masterpiece Theater? Like, are you flattered by it, or are you just kind of insulted by it?
That's a very good question.
Yeah.
Vossen says duct tape Nasser.
No.
Title
Oh,
says,
that could be a new thing instead of kick. Duct tape Nasser.
Aw. Title says, I don't know how to spell it, but I'll buy your tiara as a wedding gift, Taylor. Aw. That's so sweet. It has to be my mom's crappy one, though.
Did you guys ever send or are you finished with the?
Yeah, Sheldon just said, if you wear a tiny tiara when you get married, that would be awesome. It was microscopic. What were you saying?
Have you guys ever, okay, I'm obviously like an old man, but they had these up for a long time, those comic book ads where you like buy you get like a 10 foot tall like Frankenstein,
Life-size Frankenstein.
Yeah, and it's just basically a fold-up poster that you put on your door or something. Like, like it's all like, like I guess they would have the what was it? The sea monkeys you could send away for and things like that. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm mindlessly spinning this around. You guys are probably getting vertigo.
I think the feed looks good, actually. This is a really clear picture.
Yeah, for some reason, I'm feeling like I want to stay here instead of get off really quick, because usually we're waiting for something bad to happen.
Yeah, we haven't had any. Well, I don't want to jinx it. Never mind.
Yeah, but like where you send away for like the sea monkeys or whatever it is, and I sent away. It was like 1,000 battleships. I think I might have said this before. All these things like 1,000 battleships. So I'm like, 1,000 battleships for $1. I'd be a fool not to buy these.
I'd lose money not to.
Yeah, like 1,000 battleships. And as a kid, you don't think like how many ways that they could cheat you out of 1,000 battleships. But I must admit, it seemed like it was months and months that it took to get this thing. So I sent away, for my battleships, 1,000 battleships or whatever the heck it was. And so my mom must have just got sick of me, because every day after school I'd go, is it here? Is it here? Aww. And so finally, one day it's just sitting there. I didn't even have to ask. It was right there. My mom set it out for me.
Oh, that's always so exciting.
I was like, yeah, but I'll just show you. Let me ink this line. I'm not kidding, Taylor. The box was this big.
Oh no!
It was this big, and it was only about this thick. And it was probably 100 or 50. I was probably exaggerating with 1,000, but
you're like, they sent me my first one.
Yeah, but it was like 50 battleships or whatever. It was like a whole fleet. It was like there were destroyers and flat tops and all kinds of different like Navy vessels. And my dad worked at the naval shipyard, so I was like, oh, this is cool, man. I'll have all these ships. And I used to go into the yard and see these things. Oh my gosh. I remember when I got to walk on a flat top. It was awesome. Yeah. And so, so I got the thing, and I'm still optimistic, right? As a stupid kid, you're like,
maybe they're folded, maybe something.
Yeah, maybe something. Or like you said, maybe this is just the first shipment or whatever.
That's what I would think in my optimistic mind.
So I opened it up, and there were however many they said there would be. They were there, but they were all, let me draw, they were like this big. Can you guys see that?
To scale.
Yeah. Here's my battle cruiser right here. This is it right here.
Oh.
It's about the size. And they were all kind of like this. They were all on, if you guys ever built model kits or whatever, you know how they all come like this?
Oh, they're like popped together.
And then they have like that little connector thing. Yeah. I can't draw too far because I'll get into my... And then there's a connector thing. And so then you grab those things and you just kind of twist them off and pull on them. And they dislocate from the little structure thing that's holding them. And you know what?
That's fraud, man.
I'm such a stupid... I don't know. I ended up loving those darn things. I remember bringing them to my friend's house. I'm like, look at all these battle cruisers and flat tops and stuff. And we had these stupid battles and things. And then we lost half of them the first, because they're like this big. You know those things in that battleship game? Those things were cooler.
Oh no.
You sunk my battleship.
It always sucks like as a kid because I remember
I'm trying to figure out what to eat next.
Little different, but I remember I used to really be into the Beast Wars Transformers when I was a little kid.
That was a pretty good show though.
And those Transformers were pretty cool, but I remember it was really hard to find certain ones, and like my mom drove me to a different Toys R Us because I wanted to find different selection. And I went and I got the Silver Bolt action figure. In the commercial, you pulled back his leg and his wings went together and he shot missiles out of the front of the wings. So I was like jonesing to like do that myself.
Isn't she the coolest chick you've ever? That's cool, man.
Oh, I thought you meant my mom.
No, you.
So
that like, you had those like tastes.
Yeah, I really wanted it. I was obsessed with it. So instant I got it, I pulled it out of the plastic and I put they're the bigger feathers that you loaded into the wings. And I was trying to figure out how to do it. And I remember I was holding, I'm like, this is gonna be so cool. And then while I was loading in the missiles, I accidentally hit the leg and there was like a spring inside. It shot both the missiles at my mom's windshield. They both went in the vents. And I lost both of them instantly. So I only got to shoot it one time because of that.
Oh my gosh. I just flashed on the story. A similar thing happened to me, right? Okay, I loved Hot Wheel cars when I was a kid. And so we used to, we were so poor. We didn't even really have a car for a while. So my dad would carpool or take the bus to work. And so my mom and I, like she would ride her bicycle and she had a little basket on the front. Aww. And I'd get a pillow off the sofa. I'd put it in the basket and then I'd climb up on the wheel and I'd get in the basket. And then we would drive wherever. And I think I had to go to the doctor. So usually I got stuff like a comic book or something if I was good at the doctor. Yeah. And so I got a Hot Wheel car, right? So, oh, that's right. We'd ride the bike to the bus stop and then the bus stop into Long Beach. And so we were on the bus and you know how the windows and there's the window frame, like the bus is like it slid. There was like a slider and then like the window would be like here and then the window, I guess, frame would be there. And so it was just open slightly, but like right on the window frame, I was driving my car on the frame, like around the frame and around the window. And then my mom told me, man, everybody don't ever question your mom. Like they know stuff, man. And she goes, you shouldn't do that. You're going to lose your car. And so then I'm like, whatever. It flew right out the window of the bus.
No.
I lost the car and then I lost my shit. Like I flipped out, man. And then, okay, you know how we were talking, like the theme of today is I told you so. My mom she just goes, I told you so. And then I was like, we got to stop the bus. We got to go. She goes, we can't stop the bus. Like it's out in the middle of the street somewhere. And then in true parent fashion, it's like, it's probably been smashed by another car by now.
Why do they do that? That's the worst.
I think they think like this will end the argument. It just makes you
find me more.
Yeah, it just makes you cry.
Don't worry, it's destroyed.
It's destroyed. You don't need it anymore. It's destroyed. Oh, now I'm just gonna cry even louder. Yeah. So that's how I lost the Hot Wheel car.
Oh man.
Yeah, that was horrible. Yeah. I didn't remember that story until you said that.
I jarred your memory.
Yeah, you jarred my memory.
Nasser says regarding the segment you're speaking of, LOL, I'm impartial. It's mostly ball busting. What did you think of it?
I don't want to comment. That's the thing. I'm glad I haven't been on one because I don't know. It's kind of uncomfortable.
Sheldon says,
I'm glad you're a good sport about it, though.
We'll leave it at that. Sheldon says, if Nasser was mentioned in a rap song, what would the verse be?
Nasser? I guess it would be some kind of like techno rap with like some kind of robot sounds like beep boop bop bop boop beep bop bop.
Nasser, the robotic master.
Man, ooh, isn't that song?
Going on a crusade against the harassers.
And just go like that almost sounded like that Oingo Boingo song. You could do it like sample. You know how they sample like like songs. You know that what's it called? Some master. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh.
Whoa, whoa, master. Master.
Just play that part on loop.
Yeah, that would be the part. God, what is this? Something master, right?
Oh God, what is it?
Master.
I keep wanting to say remastered because we used to say that when we were working on the book.
And also, yeah, it's the name of the book.
I would have immediately came up with War Games rules to use the battleships with.
Oh yeah, I think we did. Like we had all kinds of stuff. It was fun for, the hour that it took us to lose all of them.
That's super cool. So it's never cold, and right after everybody's laughing.
I think what happened is why we lost I think because they're so small. My friend's dog came in. We were on the porch, and the dog knocked them all into the flower bed.
No.
Yeah, they're like this big, so we had to go through all the dirt and the flowers and stuff. I think his mom came out like, "Stop digging around! You're killing my plants."
We're trying to find our ships.
We're trying to find our boats.
None of your business says USS George Bush was sacrificed to the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah.
James says, "Lol, sorry for laughing at your tragedy tag." Oh no, this is the most tragic stream ever, says Boston.
Childhood traumas. You learn though, right? Like
I still treasure the memory
of losing your stuff.
Well, like those Transformers were the bane of my existence because they broke so often because they had like ball joints, and as a kid, my hands weren't strong enough to like snap them in place when they were transforming, so I'd get really frustrated.
Oh no. You would break them?
Well, okay, so if anybody collected Transformers in the 90s and they remember the Dinobot figure, the stupid leg, everybody I know who owned it, which I had like 5 different friends who owned it, because when it came out, it was like store-wide, and everybody was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get it because it seems rare." Every Dinobot figure I've seen, and even some like for sale at like even at like conventions, they're in like bargain bins, they're always missing a leg. Because when that leg popped off, you could not get it back
on, yeah.
And I remember trying to get mine back on, and it was not working, so I tried to hammer it on, but then like the ball joint was all mushroomed out and wouldn't fit.
My gosh.
None of your businesses. Muppet Nasser joins Metallica. And Sheldon says Nasser of Puppets.
Nasser of Puppets, yeah. Pulling the strings.
Yeah, those toys were rough.
You know what? That's killing me. I'm gonna find that Oingo Boingo song. It's driving me crazy.
I'm trying to think. I can't remember the title though.
Submaster.
All I remember is the part.
Keep talking.
Let me see what you guys are talking about. Is this mansplaining? I don't know what you're talking about.
Mansplaining what?
Mansplaining what?
How you hammered a robot joint back in.
How I destroyed my toys. How Art lost battleships.
I lost battleships in a Hot Wheel car.
All those little toys.
Oh, it's gray matter.
It's saying gray matter?
Gray matter. Whoa, yeah.
Close enough.
Here it is, guys. We have audio visual.
The picture looks really good right now. Now that the sun has fallen.
Yeah, I think when we have that sun coming through the one window in the morning, it starts getting very reflective on this glass.
Yeah, it's harder to film. Let's see. Did you know, Art, that if you can't wait for Alita Battle Angel to hit theaters, you're in a bit of luck. There will be free screenings available on January 31st.
Yeah.
The movie isn't set to release until February 14th, but these free screenings are sure to get the hype train going. What's more is that you can submit questions to the cast and crew via James Cameron's official Instagram.
Oh my gosh. Are they setting themselves up for...
They are, because they said by using the hashtag Experience Alita, I'm going to use that. Christoph Waltz, Jennifer Connell, Keen Johnson, and Robert Rodriguez, and John Landau are going to be answering questions. All screenings on January 31st will be at 7 p.m. in their respective time, and they will all be in 3D. You can find the theater closest to you by clicking a link that I'm reading.
Are we going?
I mean, it's free. We could and then do an early review. I want to say it will be packed, but I really don't know
Yeah, who knows?
whether it will or not. But apparently Michelle Rodriguez is in the movie, and they kept that a secret for no reason. Does Michelle Rodriguez have that kind of star power?
I know the name, but I can't put a face to it.
She's the grumpy-looking Hispanic woman with the bangs. She has like kind of droopy-looking, sad, angry eyes. She was in Fast and Furious. She was in James Cameron's Avatar as the pilot chick that went and shot up the American soldiers.
Oh, okay.
In favor of protecting the Na'vi. Or I guess they're not soldiers, like a private company.
Yeah, but they're military enough.
Yeah, so that's a thing if you guys want to see that. There's a phone. My phone's freaking out. There is an Alita walkthrough in Hollywood.
What?
Yeah, I saw something about that. They made like an escape room that's Battle Angel Alita themed that you can go through.
You know, if that movie looked cool, I would just go, that's so awesome. But I can't even get excited about that stuff.
Yeah, it's a fan walkthrough. It's I believe it's in the same places. Do you remember they did an Stephen King's It walkthrough before the movie came out? I think it's in the same area where that used to be. Which, yeah, like you said, would be really cool if the movie looked good. But yeah. I don't know.
I'm a big fan of the comic. I'm hoping the movie does well. I don't want anything to not do well. However, it doesn't look like it's going to be that good.
Yeah, things are not really looking up for that movie. By the way, you guys, we have 30 people watching right now. Thanks for everybody coming to hang out with us. Make sure that you hit that thumbs up. Helps the channel, helps boost our views.
Yes, please. Appreciate it.
If you haven't already. I'm trying to see what other nerd news has been around because it's been a little bit since we've done one of these, and I know a lot has happened besides Birds of Prey and Battle Angel Alita, which I feel like has been coming out for like 5 years at this point.
Yeah. Birds of Prey is such a... It's like they didn't even put any effort into it. Like it... I don't know, man. It looks really... Why even do what they did?
I don't understand it either.
It doesn't make any sense.
They're being very eager about nothing. It looks like a Netflix production. This is none of your business.
I would say it even looks worse than a Netflix production.
Have you seen this thing going around where people have... There's an article where it's like, how Killmonger could return to the second Black Panther because people really want that character to come back.
Because Killmonger was the best character in the movie.
And they really shouldn't have. It fit his character, but it would have been interesting to keep him around. I kind of like him better than Loki, even though he fit that Loki role. Let's see. Sheldon says, I'm not hitchhiking, I'm just giving the stream a thumbs up. Missed the joke. Maybe Petridge Farm knows. I am still typing. Oh, Sheldon.
Petridge Farm knows.
So people think that, let's see. This is from The Nerdist. Sorry, I don't have a better article to read this from. I know.
Oh, I know.
Despite watching T'Challa disappear in a cloud of dust in Avengers Infinity War, there has never been any doubt we will get a sequel to Black Panther. The movie was a cultural phenomenon, a critical hit, and a box office bonanza.
Yeah, it was all those things. That's true.
Michael Welsh, that's a really weird way to put it. This month also became the first superhero movie ever to be nominated for the Academy Award for Best Picture. But while there has never been a question of whether we will get a follow-up, we don't know a lot about the film, other than Ryan Coogler will return. I don't know if that's how it's pronounced.
I like it, though.
Ryan Coogler will return to write and direct the movie, which could begin production in late 2019. However, at this year's SAG Awards, where the movie took home the trophy for Best Ensemble, that's what they got. The cast seemed to give away what could be a monumental surprise.
You know, I will give them that. That cast.
They have a really good cast.
That was amazing. Like there's no weakness. There's nobody in there that was not good.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I will totally agree with that.
So I guess they hinted that he could return, but I don't know if that's true.
Killmonger?
Yeah.
Okay.
They also didn't give a plausible way that he could return. If you guys could think of a plausible way that he would return, let us know, because sadly on the Nerdist they said, "What do you think? Do you want Killmonger to come back? How would you like to see it happen? Tell us in the comments below." 0 comments. So I guess nobody has any idea.
I would like to see another villain. The one that I didn't like that they kind of did away with really quick is it Claw? What's his name?
Oh yeah,
the guy with the sonic weapon. I always thought that was a really cool design in the comic books, and they had that Gollum guy play the character.
He's really good.
He's just a weapons guy, and then they just gave him a robotic arm or some weird. Remember, it looked like it was a realistic hand, and then it turned into like a sonic, like it was somehow in Ghost and Shell or something.
That's what I was gonna say. It totally reminded me of Ghost and Shell.
Yeah, I didn't like that idea. I liked that Claw has that big sonic device on his hand.
What do you think of this, Art? Have you heard that Sony bought out a bunch of the Spider-Man characters that don't belong to Disney Marvel, including Black Cat and Silk?
How did they buy them out?
I don't know. How does that even work? Like when you're buying a franchise, is there separate deals for certain characters? That seems really strange.
I don't think Marvel ever sold them to Fox or to Sony as it was. They're kind of leased. They're optioned, or what do they call that? Is it optioned? Yeah, those things are optioned. They don't own those. Fox doesn't own Spider-Man. They never did. But what they do is, and what Marvel did in the early days is they were giving very, very generous deals to like Fox on the X-Men and Fantastic Four, and then Sony on Spider-Man. So it's going to make it seem like that they do own them because they have the rights. That's what it is. They purchased the rights to them. So then they were going to have the rights for a while, but they don't own them. So I don't think that, I don't know for sure, but I don't know how. I don't think Marvel would have sold those characters. And why would you buy those characters without Spider-Man involved? Like Black Cat isn't that big of a draw.
Even Silk would be really hard to sell without a Spider-Man universe, I think. I know she has fans, but that seems very bizarre to me.
Yeah, I don't know how true that is. Yeah, it seems really weird to me.
Almost as bizarre as having a Joaquin Phoenix Joker movie that isn't going to tie into the DCU.
Yeah, how many people are looking forward to that?
I am, ironically, because we have to see it.
I just thought, like, when they had, what's his name? The director involved for a while. I thought that was good.
It was somebody.
Scorsese.
Yes. Which is really odd.
Yeah, because I was like, if Scorsese's involved, I would give it a shot. I'd check it out.
Simon says, I was pissed Claw went out so fast. Classic villain.
Exactly.
He was really cool.
Yes.
Ulysses Claw. Claw versus Dazzler matchups are always entertaining.
Because it's sound, right?
Yeah. Who's Batman? Says none of your business. And D. Geekart says, all I know is that they have copyright access to some of the not often used Spider-Man characters. And if they can do justice by Silk, I'm happy. The thing is, it almost feels spiteful to like hold a character. It's like they're holding it ransom from the franchise.
Yeah, and I don't know at this point why they would do that, because the Tom Holland and their partnership at this point is pretty good. I don't know why you would jeopardize that as being Sony. It just seems weird. Like I wouldn't, like you just don't want like the golden cow, like the golden goose. You don't want to screw that up, because Tom Holland's great. Everything that Marvel's done with Spider-Man to me has been pretty amazing. No pun intended. It's been spectacular. It's the ultimate.
Amazing,
even ultimate. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like, why would you want to mess with that? Like, oh, we're gonna do a Black Cat movie without Marvel?
Very, very odd.
Who cares?
Sony is the CW for Marvel.
Wow.
That's a very
that was really good.
Says Nunya Business. That's a very
astute.
That's even sensational, says Simon. James says, I am never going to forgive the Doctor Doom film starring Mads Mikkelsen that got canceled with Fox buyout of Disney. Yeah, that would have been cool. I mean, it could still happen.
I hadn't heard that, but that is the perfect casting.
It really is. I think he'd be excellent. Got to go. Good night. Night, Nick. Raithulu. Art, you're assuming these Hollywood suits are competent. The past has taught us otherwise.
That's true. That's true. What am I thinking?
Don't be so optimistic.
Don't be so optimistic. Have you seen the trailer teaser for Birds of Prey?
Or what is it? Oh God, I can't remember the stupid subtitle because it's so long. And the emancipation of
Harley Quinn. Yeah.
I want Margot Robbie to get emancipated so she can be freed of her contract and move on to good movies.
Yeah, you kind of feel bad for her because you know that Warner Brothers probably signed her to some crazy deal. You know, like 3 pictures, 4 pictures, so she can't break contract. So she's kind of stuck in that bad franchise.
Tonya is one of my favorite movies of all time, and seeing it made me sad because I was like, wow, she was really wasted. B.O.P. in the 90s was so cute. I don't know what that stands for. I'm sorry.
B.O.P.
Birds of Prey?
Birds of Prey, yeah. Oh, the comic or the TV show?
I think he means the TV show. I think he's using cute sarcastically. It was, yeah. Birds of Prey. Birds of Prey. Yes, I know now. I'm sorry. She makes enough money that any pity I have for Margot Robbie is tempered. Yeah, that's true.
Well, how much money does she really make, though?
I don't know. I don't know if she's rolling. Clap, clap, TV. Yeah, he's talking about the TV Birds of Prey.
I thought the pilot was okay. I thought when they were tying it to Batman, it was okay. I thought it was weird. I don't like this where they what was it? Batman retired or something, and then he didn't acknowledge that he had a daughter. They did some kind of, he's a deadbeat dad kind of storyline. And I always thought, like, I just think that Batman would either die in battle, like Bruce Wayne, or he would just get so old that he couldn't do it anymore. But I didn't think he would run away from his responsibilities and not want to be involved with his daughter and like all that stuff that they did in the show. I'm like,
he would not leave his child after being like an orphan himself and the mom being gone. He would not leave his kid to deal with that. There's no way.
It was just weird. Like, yeah, he just left. Like he's a deadbeat dad. Like, that's weird.
Losing his family like devastated him. Why would he leave his kid?
Well, they try to say because Selena was killed, and whatever, he couldn't handle it. I'm like, he couldn't handle it. Like, don't they understand? That's why I don't like Hollywood. They don't understand Batman. Like, God, they did it in was it in the Chris Nolan ones too? Like he. I'm sorry, I'm getting all passionate about this. They had what's her name die in it. What's her name in the Nolan films?
I can't remember.
The lawyer chick that was played by 2 different actresses. Yeah. Well, okay, they had her die in it. That was actually the worst part of the Joker Dark Knight movie. Is they had her die, and then he's like, she was going to marry me, Alfred, or whatever. It's like, no, she wasn't. It makes you look like a dope. Like, you're the smartest man in the world, but you couldn't even figure this one out. And two, the thing is, like, you know, then they say, oh, he's going to retire. He's going to leave because of, you know, like her, because he couldn't deal with it. My thing is, like, it would just re-motivate him. Like, if there was a loss, like a personal loss like that.
That is his motivator.
Yeah, like I would just think, like, okay, if Selena died, like in Birds of Prey, he would just double down at that point.
And be extra protective of that kid.
Right. And then, like, in Batman, the Nolan one, what was it, Dark Knight or whatever, like, he would just have doubled down. He wouldn't have, like, oh, geez, she was going to marry me. He'd go, like, I'm going to freaking go after that guy, you know? He took this major thing away from me, this person away from me. Because, I mean, in that movie, they were saying that he fell in love.
Yeah.
Like, what the heck, man?
So he quit being Batman, but he was so devastated he quit being Batman, but not devastated where he didn't just move on to another chick.
Yeah, and let's just you know, like, go back for a minute. He flipped out and became, like, he started dressing like a bat because his parents were killed. What would happen if the woman he loves was killed, or the woman, you know, like Selena Kyle, and then
married to her?
Right, he was married, and then their kid. Like, really? You would just, I can't handle this, and then just take off? Let Alfred deal with it?
Again, James says, if anything, Batman would be a psycho-obsessive dad.
Exactly.
He'd be very protective, I think.
Yeah, he would crazy double down on it. He would be...
Especially raising a child in Gotham City after what happened to him.
Yeah, I always felt the same way. Like the worst thing that you know, when they had Robin die, like...
Oh, gosh.
I just think that Batman would just have been a complete and utter psychopath. Like, in a real... If there was really a character like that, and he was partially responsible for getting, you know, this kid killed by the Joker in such a horrible way, I would just, right? Like, he would just double down. He'd just become just psychotic.
None of your business says she wasn't important. I can't remember her name. James says, I love Batman Beyond's portrayal of an old mentor, Bruce Wayne, though.
Oh my gosh, that thing's flawless.
Yeah, it's very cool. I think that fits kind of the idea, though, because he kind of stopped because he had to. Well,
that reason worked because there's certain things that he holds close to him. He has integrity. He has, like, what do you call it? Things he will and will not do.
He has a code.
He has a code. And so when he was forced to break his code, he became kind of something he loathed. He didn't respect. He didn't like people that did that, like villains and stuff. So therefore, he kind of became what he hated. And so he just couldn't deal with it, because if that's what it took to still, you know, be Batman,
it wouldn't be the Batman that he wanted to be.
Right. He would have to compromise some major integrity to do that and become somebody he didn't want to become. And I always thought that was a really good reason.
I like that. I feel like it fits in with him very well.
Yeah, I didn't mind it.
My battery's going to die soon. Thanks to the stream, guys. A couple of you guys are taking off. Okay, we should probably start trying to wrap it up too. Yeah, and thank you guys for joining us. This is the first stream we've done with the new technology, so I'm glad that you guys are all here. Yes, thank you guys. This was a big moment. This was a big moment for us. It's monumental. We've been building up to this. So, yeah. I wonder if I should pencil later and generate some more of these patches and then do one of these tomorrow. You want to do one of these tomorrow? I'm down for doing it tomorrow. Okay. We'll ink another patch for you tomorrow. And you guys think about what you would like me to do with some of these patches. If you guys would like them, we can somehow get them into your hands. I don't know, either through the IndieGoGo or just through YouTube here. And then, yeah, let's reiterate or remind
We have these Trinity pages. These 4 pages are up on the Art by Thibert right now. And so we're offering these 4, but only through the newsletter. So if you haven't signed up for the newsletter, sign up for the newsletter to be eligible to purchase these. And I don't have prices up or anything like that yet. So just inquire. So if you want, just inquire. Send me an email through the site. There's a contact. And then we can chit-chat about this. So there's this page right here from issue 3, page 9. There's issue 3, page 11, cool Superman page. There's a Flash and Black Canary. Here's a killer Wonder Woman coming to Superman's aid.
Geez, those are beautiful. This is never cold.
Thank you. And then there's a cool close-up of Superman right there. And these are Bagley Thibert pages from Trinity a couple years back from DC. So I guess this is how Superman got laid out. So we got Wonder Woman, what is his name? Firestorm, Black Canary, John Stewart, and of course Batman, and a laid out Superman here. And so these are the 4 pages that are available now. So first come, first serve. And this is what I think our next, I should stop saying I think. This will be our next IndieGoGo campaign. So we are going to re-release the Oodles and Doodles, Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too, art book. And so this is a high-end coffee table book. This isn't a sketch book or anything like that. So we have this. There's Taylor's logo and everything. Which, by the way, Taylor, on one of the pages, we're going to do that. Maybe I'll show that as a parting shot. So there's
the Hack Shack Publishing logo.
Yes, there's our logo there. And so then it has 35 years worth of artwork in here. It has some stuff in the back, create your own things, some packaging designs, some toy designs and stuff like that I've done. So yeah, so we're going to bring this back next month. So we're going to check. One of you had brought up that we might not be able to do because we have an active campaign going, but we'll look into that.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we just kind of need to, I hope it doesn't seem like we have our hand out or anything, but we kind of need to keep some of the money coming in just so we can survive and stay in this arena here with you guys. So I hope you understand.
And as you can see, that art book is it's a finished product. We have it, ready to print. So it's not going to be anything while the campaign's going. It's going to be taking away from black and white. It's something that we can have up to generate some money and get you something really cool while we are working on completing Black and White Volume 1.
Yeah, it's kind of something we can do in the meantime. And it is near and dear to my heart. And I'm always, as an artist, you're always looking for new venues and ways to, I guess, extend and get a new crowd. Like always try to get your work in front of a new crowd. And I feel like Taylor and I, for the last couple of months, have been building a new crowd that's part of the crowd I had before. So we're kind of expanding that. So we want to make it available to the new people that are following us through YouTube and things like that. So yeah, I think it'll be fun. It'll be a fun campaign. And like Taylor said, it's not in lieu of, we can still work on this stuff daily, and we'll keep you guys posted and keep the videos coming, but we'll be able to do that as well. And it won't take any time away from the black and white progress. And oh, that's what I was going to show you. Oh, so Taylor, I don't know if I okay, so this building that they're in, that they broke in, this office here, this is like our China office. So this is us, like in the future when we have like offices all on different continents and stuff like that. So this is the China Hack Shack office. So in this frame, if you can see, it'll be like the Hack Shack logo here. Awesome. And then right here, you can kind of see, I don't know if you can see ghosted in the blue line pencil. It says tag, and then your little demon dude will be right here.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. And then on one of the other pages, I think I have some of the the Chrono Mechanics characters on and things like that.
That's right, the Chrono cameos.
Yeah, it's fun. It'll all be fun. So yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us for the last hour or so. And thank you for the super chats. They really, really do help. And yeah, let us know what we should do with these patches, and check out the Trinity artwork on the newsletter. So sign up for the newsletter and check that stuff out. So you want to get us out?
Yes, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications. That way you don't miss out anytime we go live. Like Art said, let us know what you think in the comments after this video is up. Just because we're live doesn't mean we don't read the comments. We always do. Let us know what you think we should do with those patches. Give us some input on how much you think those pages are worth. Talk about Trinity. Let us know how you felt about the series. And don't forget that black and white is in demand right now on IndieGoGo. It'll be in demand until we go to print. And let us know how you feel about Oodles of Doodles.
And other stuff too.
And join the newsletter. It's like the third link in the description.
Yeah, thanks guys. Have a good night.